My name is Joseph Johnson. I am CEO and founder of Change Course. I remember being upstairs in our two-story house, and I heard a lot of crying and screaming downstairs, and I saw my dad and my mom arguing. My dad walked out of the room onto the porch, and he turned to me when I walked outside, and he said, "Son, you're going to have to be the man of the house now because I'm not going to be living here anymore." I would work to make everybody happy, my mom and her husband, my dad and his wife, but I often felt like I was in the middle trying to keep everybody happy. Karen and I got married, and during that time, I was trying to figure out what I was going to do for a career. Karen had graduated from college, and she was going to stay home with the kids, and I was working. Really felt the need to try to support my family properly, but at the same time, I had brought that idea of pleasing everybody into my work life, and I did that in the financial field when I got into that business. So instead of pushing people to buy products or insurance, I would just help them with their budgeting and help them with their finances and not even charge a fee. But our financial home needs were not being met. All it took was one time that I took money that was supposed to go into a different investment and I put it into my account. And then I had to get more money from someone else to pay that person back plus interest. And it just cycled on to where finally life fell apart. And I knew I couldn't live with it anymore, and I had to confess it. When I told Karen, she showed compassion in that moment, but we also cried with great fear of what's going to happen with 4 kids and the situation like it was. What are we going to do? We were attending a small church at the time when I confessed. I went to the pastor, and right away the pastor created a restoration team. And this group of people came around us and they said, "We're going to walk with you through this if you'll submit yourselves and give us the opportunity to do that for you." On the Labor Day weekend in September of 1995, they had to take our now rickety old minivan and drop me off at the front door of Yankton Federal Prison Camp. My wife was crying, all the kids were crying, and I was sobbing. And I remember shutting that door and just holding my head up and walking right into that prison camp as my wife and the kids drove away crying. It was one of the worst days of my life. I truly couldn't believe I was here. I never grew up like this. I never understood this. I didn't want to go in and meet the men that I was going to meet because I had a vision of what they were like when I was checking in as one of them. In my small room, we had 2 bunk beds for 3 men. So we had 6 men in that one room. And these men I would fall in love with. And they changed me. They changed the way I viewed the American dream. I get out. Somebody in that restoration team convinced another business owner, "You want to hire this guy? I know he's coming out of prison." And he said, "No, I can't hire a person out of prison." I know, but you want to hire him." I got the job because of my community. It was a position with a service master. And that gave me the opportunity to experience a great deal of success. Moved up to vice president of the company. We became the 2nd largest service master in North America. I kept thinking of the men that were returning to prison. They go back to the same exact community that they were just in, and nobody would give them a job, so what do? They sell drugs again. They steal. Within a year, 44% of them come back. Why should a middle-class white man have an opportunity that these men of different colors and different backgrounds don't have the same opportunity that I do? What if all these different business owners that I'm meeting that we're doing business for, what if I had each of them help and we trained these guys when they came out of prison, and we came around and we supported them, and then those business owners gave them their first job out of incarceration? When the number one reason that they were coming back was because nobody would give them a job, what if we changed that? Karen and I founded Change Course because we wanted to give back to people what we were given, to help those that are struggling, because we've experienced that in our own lives, and we feel like it's only right for us to do it for others based on the fact that we can understand the struggle. They have something to offer the community, but in their mind, they've never been told that's possible, and they're stuck in this cycle of dysfunctional behavior and destructive lifestyle. What drives me every day is to make a difference. I was given the gift of my past to know what I was supposed to give to people who I meet and the community that we live in. Change Course is here to make people realize that they can contribute to the community when they don't believe they can.